Hello, everyone. You're listening to HeartsChat, where we speak from the heart. I'm Erica.
I'm Akila.
I'm Nicole.
Welcome to HeartsChat. So tonight we're going to be talking about mental health because May is Mental Health Awareness. So that's our topic for tonight. Very
simple.
Yes.
But complex.
Yeah, you'll hear. So before we get into our topic, I wanted to check in and see how we're doing as usual. So.
All right. How you doing, Erica?
I am good. Right now, I'm excited about this new detox I'm trying. Mm-hmm. And I will give more details once I feel like I got the full, swing of it. Because I'm only 3 days in. But it's called Oh My Glow. It's called OMG Detox. Mm-hmm. And I'm a sucker for advertisements. I'm like, OMG, that's cool. I saw it on Instagram. I know, I'm a sucker. And then I went on the page. It's colorful, fruit smoothies and chia seeds and strawberries and kiwi. I'm like, wow, this looks good. It's so colorful. I need this. So I looked at it for I don't know, a month or so, just thinking about it. Should I get this? Then I went on the website and I was like, oh, a lot of benefits. And then the girl had her story of why she created it and what it did for her. This one is it's organic. I think it's vegan. It's all natural. It's just superfoods all in one powder, and it's supposed to give you more energy, help with stomach issues, just all around give you a glow. So I was like, I'll try this. It's supposed to see results in 2 weeks. It helps get rid of excess body fat, which is not why I'm doing it. I just really want the energy and the nutritional benefits of it. So I'm happy about that.
Sounds nice. Let us know how it goes. How long do you have to do? What is the requested or suggested?
Well, you can start 2 weeks is the smallest, and she said I wanted to start with 2 weeks to show you can get results in as little as 2 weeks if you're doing this. And then there's one for 28 days. And then if you want to order every month, I think you can get a 2-week amount for $19 a month. Mm-hmm. And I have it, and I'm doing the recommended dosage in my water. Because you can put in your water, your smoothies, your oatmeal, whatever you want to put it in. I'm putting the recommended amount, but I'm I'm going to have this longer than 2 weeks. It seems like there's more. They were generous. From what I noticed, I think.
I'm sure they were. Get you to come back.
Yeah, so I'm excited about that. So, I'm always trying a new thing.
Yeah,
so
that's a good thing to try new things.
Yeah.
And cleanses are nice, and giving your body the stuff that it lacks, really focused on it, and it's really good for you. It's really good.
Yeah. And also, I forgot to mention, it's supposed to help, you were talking about before, about focus, how your mind, you don't even know, the things that you eat and what you do to your body. You're not focused. It's supposed to help with, your focus.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm a sucker for advertisements, but if it works, I'll tell you about it.
Sounds good.
Let us know. Let us know.
Yeah, so what about you guys?
What about you, Nicole?
I'm excited. Next week, my mom is coming for 5 days by herself, which is awesome because I don't have any family up here, and it's my mom. So, and my mom doesn't normally go anywhere by herself. She did last year she came for a couple of days by herself.
Yeah.
But now but that was in my apartment. Now I'm in a house, and it can really be a real vacation for her and really relaxing. But she said she's coming up by herself. I said, my mama needs to get away or something because I said she's coming up here for 5 days.
Wow.
From Thursday to Tuesday, not just a little short weekend. So I was so that's exciting for her to be able to come up here in this new type of life that I have from the last time she was here. So that's exciting.
That's awesome.
Yep.
Fun.
Oh yeah, be able to do stuff we would, because the last time she was here I was moving. So her and my dad were just helping me do stuff. And then she came for that one weekend, which was nice, but that was the first time we were together ever since probably I was born by myself with her. You know what I mean? And it was the first time that she was really, really here, because before that they came only for my graduation. Really short, really compacted. So it was really hard to get everything in that weekend. It was an experience because we were never alone together like that.
I want to hang out with your mom again.
Yeah, y'all come on. That's 5 days. We're gonna be. Maybe I'll have her make the spaghetti sauce for.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah,
she made that
sauce. Come on over.
Oh my goodness.
Yes, but we'll all make plans for that because she really likes to see hang out with y'all too. So we'll make some plans. But I'm excited for that.
Awesome.
Nice.
Sounds good.
What about you, Akila? Tell us.
Well, the end of the month, so that means bridal showers are right around the corner, so it's a lot of work.
Fun.
Yes. So it's a lot of work and getting everything together. So
I've been hearing about a lot of stressful weddings. I've been hearing a lot of people who have been getting married lately, like for the bridal people, it's like people want what they want, but it's just like intense. Like people are going like grandiose nowadays again.
Yeah,
that's why I'm calling David Tutera.
Exactly, have him do everything. That's it.
Yeah. I'm down for that. That's what I plan on doing. Or I'm getting married in the courthouse. But one of those, because I cannot have what my amazing day is gonna be about one, everybody else, and two,
that's what the turn starts to turn out.
Everybody else.
I think one, it depends. Part of it is age.
Yes.
And where you are in your life transition, and the other part is preparation. You know, you're prepared or you're not prepared, and indecisiveness. And that's gonna be a whole
and the way people work together.
Yeah, exactly.
A whole episode. Yeah.
Well, you're doing it.
Yep.
So is it ending or is it all beginning and then ending real quick?
I don't even know. It's like a whirlwind, so.
So in June we'll come back to this.
Yeah.
What sounds like?
We'll come back to it.
We'll come back to this in June and see how Akila's doing.
Yeah.
We'll check in on your mental health.
Exactly.
We'll check in with you.
There you go, Erica. Tying it in.
Okay. So that's our topic for tonight. It's mental health awareness. So we're going to talk about mental health, how to spread awareness about it, and just bring in awareness about mental health.
Yeah.
Like we do every week.
Well, I'll start off with that. I was just talking about Akila with this movie that I just saw that was like mind-blowing to me. Not many people, what is it, Lars. It looks like Liars, but it's Lars and the Real Girls. And Real Girls. And you'll see it, and it's funny, but it's serious. But the whole thing is bringing attention to mental health and how mental health can be not always a negative thing, and how people process things, and how everybody's different, and the way that he was needed to go through the stages of grief, as well as learning how to trust in society, trust in his family, because he didn't get a certain type of love and support from a certain age, and just what happened and how crazy it looked to him and to everybody, and then also how people came together through supporting his mental health. But then he became fine, but it was a way of communicating issues that was going on with him, and how he went and helped himself out to transition, no matter how weird and crazy it looked. But it educated the whole town on different parts of mental health. It was I think it's a way for people to watch, but I think what I got out of it is how not to ignore people's mental health, especially, and just place, boom, you're crazy on people, when it could be a transitional time, like just a little period of that this is happening, a way that somebody's communicating what's going on in their head, because you can't verbally do it, and two, that we all need to be aware of stuff so we can support people with the issues that they have, because a lot of the times if you're supporting somebody that has these issues, you're a part of the issue some way or whatever. So I think that was a very powerful movie.
Yeah, I think I don't remember it as much because I watched it a long time ago, and it helps to what you were saying, the mental health part. It's not always, I feel like when people hear mental health, it's extreme, crazy. Like, mental health can range from you know, a parade is in the way of a normal way. You go to a certain place and, like, you're having trouble adjusting or something like that, which is what I did, but that's another story.
That sounds familiar.
But, like, it could be so small or to the whole other extreme of it. It's, like, different adjustment things, and I think that's something that will help, like, the stigma change a little bit.
Yeah, that we need to. That sometimes you just need a place to vent. Or mental health isn't just mental health.
Exactly.
There is just so much more involved in it that we need to pay attention to. And mental health professionals aren't the only ones that can help people out when they're having negative mental health issues.
Yeah. Well, two things. One, there's this, I was on Instagram, and I just happened to see this post, and it said vent, just V-E-N-T, like in white, it was a white background with black letters. And I was like, what's this? So I clicked on it, and there's this woman, and she does, I think, like comedy videos. I think she does some makeup videos. And she wrote, like, you know, whatever you're going through, just vent about it, write it down, and then help somebody out. Respond to what, you know, what they say, and have a conversation with them, and everybody get it out. And people were like, thousands of people were just writing, like, this is my situation, this is what I'm going through. People were responding, oh,
That's
yeah,
beautiful.
yeah, like, I went through that too. Why don't you try this? Or, you know, yeah, I had that experience, and, you know, this is what happened in my life. And I was just like, wow, this is, like, really powerful. And the last one, this girl, she wrote something about her situation, and it was like, because the day she put it, everybody, you know, saw it and responded. And then even like days after, you know, things become like popular, you can still see it. People were still on there responding. And she had put it up like, by the time I saw it, it might have been maybe a couple months. Wow. And I saw somebody wrote from like 2 days ago. We're still writing on that, like different things. I think it's just, you know, it was just beautiful. I really liked, you know, seeing that. And it really connects people, because my second thing I was going to say is when you think about mental health, it has to do with people, and we're all human, you know, and that's what connects us. We all have problems. We all have things going on, and maybe everybody doesn't have a mental health disorder, but you know somebody who does. And if they don't, somebody who should, you know, have a mental health diagnosis, but they didn't go, you know, to be diagnosed. But I think at the root of it all, we're all human, and we're supposed to support one another and be there for one another. As humans, we can relate to one another, you know, in so many different ways. Yeah. So I think that's what it is at the end of it.
Yeah, it's all of us being there for everybody, and I think there's a difference between venting and complaining. Yeah, there's a fine line, but people need to feel okay with venting and thinking and knowing that it's not complaining, and also knowing when you're complaining and needing to chill out, because that can reinforce more negative stuff. I think that's why I'm saying other people than just mental health professionals can help people when you're going through stuff. And one of the main things to do is just listen. Just listen. When
Don't
somebody
talk.
is venting, just listen. And also people who want to vent, tell your people that. Say, hey, listen, I don't want your advice right now. I just need somebody to listen to me.
And that's so frustrating, because I've had that experience where I just want to call and vent about something. I'm not talking to anybody like therapy friends or anybody, just like one of my friends, and they will keep interrupting. Like, can you just listen to my story real quick? That is such a gift.
What would you say is the difference between venting and complaining?
Who, anybody?
Yeah.
I think venting is when, like, you know, all these things have happened and it's just a lot, and you just need somebody to talk to. You just need to get it out, you know, and you just want to, I guess, get it out. And
you're telling your experience.
Yeah, just talk about it. And complaining, I think, is when you have, like, that negative cloud over it. Like, you know, the underlying message is negative. You don't have, like, any intention on doing anything about it. You know, you're just complaining about it. You're just being negative, finding something wrong with everything. And it's, like, annoying. It's so annoying.
Yeah. I feel like it's someone adding to that. It's just, you're constantly talking about the same thing. Over and over again.
So what are you going to do about it, okay?
Exactly.
What's the benefit of this? Like, what are you getting out of it? So think about that.
Venting, I think it's about intentions.
Yeah,
you're saying venting, you're venting to get it out, but I think somewhere in there when you're truly venting, you have a certain type of acceptance after you talk about it.
Yeah.
Whereas when you're complaining and it's negative, you're still not having acceptance in it. It's still, you're just not accepting what it is, how it is, and how to, like you were saying, get over that hump. So I think that acceptance, again, what we said a couple episodes ago about acceptance, but I think it's the intentions, too.
That's a really good question, because when you think about it, I know personally, when I vent, I think a lot of people can relate. You feel good, like, oh yes, I got that out.
Yes.
When I complain,
you don't feel good.
I don't feel good at all. I'm like, why am I doing this? Why am I talking? I just sound like horrible.
It ruminates in your head. It's not a relieving feeling.
No, it's not.
It stays circling, running around in your head.
Right. So think about that and catch yourself. And it was like last season we talked about the 100 or the no complain challenge.
Yes, I love that challenge.
Yeah, it wasn't like a certain amount of days, but just the no complain challenge. And you pick how long. If you want to do a week of no complaining and you don't complain, you bring awareness to it. You're supposed to catch yourself, tell somebody you're doing it, and when you complain, you're supposed to bring it up. So that's a good question. The difference, so they know you're not complaining, you're venting, or vice versa. So, but I think you feel it.
Oh, I know I feel because I was raised in a family of complainers, and I complained all the time. I did. When you did that challenge, I was better at complaining, but I was starting to get bad again. Yeah. And it happens in very stressful times, and to where that is, you feel like that's what you need to do. But I think that's where you say you have to catch yourself, and I think a way to try to do the challenge, I think your challenge is the one that you talked about is very beneficial. Yeah. So people can learn how to vent and then learn to stop complaining. But I don't think you can do it in the height of stuff. Because I went just now with the stressful phase that I was just in. I was complaining. And I would be like, man, after I'm done complaining, and then I'll be complaining about that. And then it's just a cycle. But I couldn't really stop it then. But I'm going to redo it now.
Yeah, you can always do and start again.
I think that's a very good.
Yeah,
you get the golden star of the day, Keela.
Oh well, thank you.
I think when we talked about the human experience, I think one way to destigmatize mental health diagnoses and bringing more awareness to it is actually talking about it. So sharing your experience, if you have, experience in, the mental health umbrella in some way, sharing your experience with other people, being able to connect with other people, is a good way. And it makes it more real and normal and not like this thing that nobody has except like 5 people,
I think that's the key word, making it normal. For people. Yeah. There's no normal, obviously, but it makes you don't feel alone.
That's what I said to one of my clients the other day when she was talking about her mom was having one of her, and I will say clients, I don't like that, but this is specific to mental health. Yeah. But she was talking about how you keep saying that I have issues, that I have to come here. I got issues. I said, you know what? I said, yes, you do. I said, but that is normal. I said, you're thinking that the normal is that you're fine, and you're saying, but I am normal, but I am. I said, no. I said, the normal is we have issues. Yeah. I was like, so yes, you are normal, but you have to know that, yes, right now you have some issues that need to be tackled. But there's nothing wrong with that, but we make it, not we, society, makes it a place to where the normal is perfectly fine. I'm living in Pleasantville. Woo, yeah.
You have no problems.
Right. And not talking about it. Because I'm all for, the mental health groups and all these things. But it's good to have it because we need it, but then it kind of makes it like, well, there has to be a place for it. Like, you have to go to this group, or you have to have this to talk. When you can talk about it just with, your friend or your parent or, a family member, just watching TV or whatever. It's a conversation it's a normal conversation because the human experience, we all have issues.
Yes. There's no way to get around it.
Exactly.
There is no way. Nobody is, like prim and perfect, and if they are, then that's probably an issue too. They probably got an issue with being very hard on themselves, and it's very hard to keep things perfect all the time.
Yeah, you can't be one way, too extreme one way, and too extreme the other way.
Do you think there needs to be another word than mental health because of what mental health has the stigma on it? Do you think putting it differently would make people, or would there still just be that plain stigma on it?
I think so. Are we talking about in terms of going to therapy or just...
In general, because people don't take care, you'll say, you're going through something right now. Or when you say you're going through something, it's different than saying there's mental health. But it's the same exact thing.
I don't know. I don't know if there will be less of a stigma on it. Because it's you have mental health that, we need mental health, but it's why do we have to change the name? Because there's nothing wrong with it. But then there is. You see what I mean? So I think either way, if you change it or you don't, there's still going to be something because people think that there's something wrong with it. Rather you call it's called self-care, which really it is. Yeah. At the root of it is. Then it's going to be, something else. Kind of reminds me of in school, changing special ed to, emotional support or whatever
behavioral challenges.
You still know it's something different. You still it's still the same thing. When the goal would be to be able to embrace that it's called mental health and be okay with that, or to embrace that it's called special education and be fine with that. But I don't know if that day will come.
It's gonna take a lot of, just like we always talk about, changing mindsets, which it takes a long time. I mean, the country or the society has had this mindset for how many years?
Exactly. And one way to change that would be through education. You know, if you know more about it, you understand it better, and then you know exactly what it is versus you see this name, you have all these ideas of what you think it is when you really don't know. Mm-hmm. That's a big one, I think.
I think it has a lot to do with we're not, as a couple episodes ago, or whenever that was, talking about we don't take care of ourselves and we don't know how to do that. I think as long as we still have that guilt and still don't know how to take care of ourselves, there will be a stigma and there will be a difficulty with mental health, because that is recognizing, hey, I need to take care of myself. I need to take some time out for just me and for just me to get myself back on track.
Right. And that's a really good point, because as long as if you don't get treated, then you're walking around here and, you know, you're not okay. And then people are seeing you and they're like, oh, that person's got this. That person, you know, is this way. When if you would get, you know, the treatment that you need, the support that you need, you can show, well, I can live, quote, normal life with this mental health diagnosis.
Yeah, definitely. I think it comes to, if you do have the supports, like we always say, for them to point it out to you, and if you're willing to take it, because a lot of this is if you're ready to change. Because people around you can tell you, I think you might need some help or something. But if you're not ready to hear that, you're going to blow up on them, first of all.
Right.
Like,
proving their point.
Proving their point. So it's kind of like, again, acceptance, like trying to be ready for that change, I think is important.
Yeah, being ready for that change and that challenging yourself.
Yeah.
I think when mental health professionals, y'all need to realize, we need to realize that we need some help too. And we cannot do it by ourselves. Just like we tell our clients we can't do it by ourselves.
Yeah.
And you need to focus on helping yourself too. Like that yes, you can have issues and there's nothing wrong with that, because you most likely do. Yeah, you're human. And to pay attention to that, because I think that's important. We lose out mental health for professionals as well. Like, this is for everybody. We're not just talking about the world minus mental health professionals. Like, y'all are included in this too.
Yeah, which we had a conversation about that before we did this episode, because that could be another episode in itself.
Look for that.
Yeah, we'll get to that one. I think also when we're talking about mental health awareness, communicating and sharing your experience, I think with that also, if you don't have the diagnosis yourself, but maybe somebody you know or a family member has, and it's like, well, I don't know. I don't know how to put that. Like, how do you share that experience? Because, like I said, there's groups, but then again, why have to be a group for that? You know, you can go talk about it with a mental health professional, but it's like that's their business. So I think people are sometimes less likely to talk about it because it's not them. It's not like their business to talk about or put out there. Or if they do, maybe they feel guilty or like it's a secret, don't tell anybody, but you know.
I think you don't have to be specific about it. You can just say, I have a family member. Like, you don't have to say my mom or my dad or whoever. Like, you just say, I have a family member, because
there
then you're not necessarily giving away like that person's business. Well, you're talking about it, but they don't know who you're talking about.
True.
But it's also, we have to remember that if like, let's say it was your mother or your brother or your sister or your cousin that you're really close to, that is your experience too.
Yeah, that's
of
true.
What you went through with, especially if it's a parent who has a mental health, like, what would you call it? Like consistent or long-term mental health diagnosis or issue, that is your experience, and you have to go through a lot of things with dealing with that, but to be careful to just talk about your experience.
Exactly.
It will be talked about that with them as well, what you had to go through with them, but you have to focus on your experience, because if you're sitting here just talking about their mental health, what is that? How is that benefiting them, the world, you, anything?
Exactly. Because you're in the category of a family member with someone who's diagnosed with a mental illness.
Right. So with that, we're going to have to wrap it up in a minute. But there's a website, the National Alliance on Mental Health Illness. Otherwise, NAMI.com has a lot of good resources that you can look at. And it also has a stigma-free pledge that you can read and take to, join us in spreading mental health awareness and trying to throw it in the trash, that stigma, that dirty stigma that's on mental health.
Yep.
Yes.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
That's all I got to say about that.
Right. Sounds good.
Sounds good. Good way to end. Take it away, Kilo.
If you are an artist and would like us to play your music or have a product or brand that you would like us to advertise, or if you have any questions or comments, please email us at HeartsChat@HeartsChatRadioshow.com. Be sure to follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Periscope at HeartsChat, and our Instagram at HeartsChatRadio. We post a lot of motivational messages up throughout the day, so if you need a little inspiration or pick-me-up, follow our pages. And for more information on HeartsChat, be sure to visit our website, www.HeartsChatRadioshow.com.
We hope you enjoyed our show today. Tune in every Sunday and Tuesday on HeartsChatRadioshow.com for a new episode of HeartsChat. So don't forget to tune in again at HeartsChatRadioshow.com and check us out.
And visit my blog and ask me all of your relationship questions anonymously at FromErica'sHeart.com. Thank you for listening to HeartsChat, where we speak from the heart.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Wow.